Live from London on Groei FM 90.5. How are you?
How are you? So happy to be joining.
Listen, long time no speak. Have you been surviving? And have you been craving Cook Sisters?
Oh, how did you know that though? Okay, probably every single South African, but I started learning recipes online, and I'm trying. But Cook Sisters, no, I can't get it. So I'm gonna need my aunt or someone to help me out.
We need to find you a South African British aunt that will come and like teach you how to bake. How does that sound?
Yeah, exactly. And it shouldn't be too hard. Yeah.
No.
So by the way, I'm in Edinburgh in Scotland, so maybe a few less. You know what? Like, you're much better with where Britain stops and where other countries begin. Europe. That's where you are. That's where your geography starts. It's fine.
It works. So the last time we spoke, I think it was like 2023. It was literally when you released a song that spoke to me and my situation with my best friend at the time, called My Best Friend Hates Me. And you made me feel all the feels, and I remember it like vividly. It was a Friday night, and I was like, wow, now you made me feel bad but good at the same time.
Oh, that's what I want. But tell me, how are you and your best friend? Is it your best friend now?
We haven't spoken in a very long time. So
exactly like the song.
Yes, so exactly like the song. Unfortunately, that ship has sailed. But never mind. We still had beautiful relationship form and new friendships come in. So we're positive about the whole entire thing. And I kind of have your song to thank for it as well, because as much as I felt bad for going through it, I also felt like it was not just me going through it. And that, for many reasons, felt very relatable. And yet you're doing it again with your relatable content and music.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much. Honestly, I try to write, like, obviously about what I'm feeling, and I know I'm not alone in anything I'm feeling. So I think that's what makes it translate a bit better to others. Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about, from the last time, literally 2023, since we had a conversation up until now. You have visited South Africa. I think it was for a wedding, or for what was that?
Oh, good memory. Yes. Thank you. There was a wedding, and that wedding was mine.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that was 23. Yes. In October.
I just wanted you to announce it. Like, I wanted to see what you would have said. I knew it was yours.
So sneaky. I like it. Yes. So hence why I live in Scotland now. And hence this kind of EP that I've released. It makes sense once you know the content.
Once you know the whole entire life journey, we understand what we're going through. But that's the beauty of music. You can literally take us on this whole journey. So we are talking about Keep Scrolling tonight specifically. But like you said, there's a lot of music that came from your pen in the last year and a half since we last spoke. Before Keep Scrolling, what was one of the music like spotlight memories that really stood out for you as an artist and growth wise?
That's a good one. I would say probably just working out of my studio, out of my comfort zone. I think that was a big challenge for me as someone who writes very personal songs, to now go and try and collaborate with other people and like learn from them. I think working, in Amsterdam and Norway, and most recently where I wrote My Best Friend Hates Me, I wrote that in Sweden. Yeah. And that was actually a collaboration, so it was good to, I guess, get out of the comfort zone and know that I can perform and write and do things out of this little box of mine where I tend to like be in a lot. Yes. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. Is there any new habits that you kind of picked up with writing? Because I know a South African culture and the way of writing is a lot different than abroad. Like, there's a lot of, I've heard some people, specifically friends, also say they love go sitting at coffee shops, or they love go sitting and watching people walk in the street. You don't actually have that view or point of view specifically in South Africa. It's a lot of enclosed spaces. So what's some new habits that you've picked up within your music?
It's exactly that, I guess. I mean, when I kind of hit a a block or I need new inspiration, I just do a lot of walking, which is something I never used to do back home.
Yes.
So I think like getting inspired by nature, my surroundings, feelings, weather, just everything around me, I think was more in my writing now than previously. I think that was more experiences, and although they're both there, I think there's a lot of nature influence in my writing now. Yeah, I would say that's maybe a bit different, because I would just go if I'm just feeling like I need to get out, which now it becomes a habit. I need to like leave the house and start walking.
You need to see some leaves.
I need to touch some grass.
Go hug a tree and go make some grass angels.
Exactly. So yeah, I would say that's, I mean, coffee shops are great too, but definitely I think what's the difference has been the nature that I've been around. Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And I can't wait to actually talk about how that's being incorporated into your EP, into like your new music. So we're going to take a short break and then we're back, and then we're going to take a deep dive into Keep Scrolling and also what's to come for 2025. Even though the 5th month of the year is upon us very soon, we don't mind. We still have a whole year to make some new resolutions. So we're gonna get this thing going. For nou is Pisang Skille met laat ek vir jou sê net om 'n bietjie deur te gaan oor die musiek wat sy al vrygestel het. I literally told her last time that every single time I hear Parties in the Park, I want to cry, because that was COVID time and she made me nostalgic for actually having parties in the park, which I never did, but I just all of a sudden wanted to. Then again, she said my best friend hates me, and then I was like, okay, this is relatable. And now she's talking about Keep Scrolling. So are you secretly spying on my life and then just writing about that?
But now that you know, what am I going to do for the next song? I don't know.
That's pretend like I don't know and then surprise me with like a nice banger.
I'll just have to get really close next time and be like, yeah, even more secrets out of you. Well, not in the public domain.
Maybe. I'm an open book on some forms. But you did say you are visiting South Africa next month. You're going to spend like a whole month Joburg side. So I think we can at least have you come and sit in one of the seats, so I can just feel like I've at least shared space with you.
That would be nice. I think the 2 years of just having this online, communication hasn't been so well. It's been nice. It's been good.
It's been thankful
beautiful for it.
Yes.
However, it would be great.
We're taking the next step in this friendship, and that's actually meeting. I love that. So before I get to meet you, I do need to talk about your music so I can have some more homework to do, that the day that you come here, we can have more chats. So Keep Scrolling is one of the singles that we are focusing on tonight. So already the title, I love how sometimes you can either hear a song already from its title, or you completely like surprise people and like you think it's about this, but surprise, surprise, it's actually a whole opposite meaning. So Keep Scrolling already. You find yourself in a hole, scrolling on Instagram, going down the hole. Let's talk a little bit about the meaning for you behind this song.
Yeah. I guess, it can mean different things, but for me, it was, I guess, that new digital realm that you find yourself in, I guess, in the new age, and we're just kind of, you could be, just kind of taking your mind off reality by going online, and you're just like, going about your business, scrolling, and you see someone or something that reminds you of your past.
Yeah.
And it's a bit difficult for you to let go of. So I think that's the song. Keep Scrolling could just be, you're trying to move on, but you keep kind of going back into seeing, something from someone who's doing something without you,
So like how you've said, focusing on the part where you said like we as society live our lives a lot more online, and it increases over the years. Did this like personal touch to the song come from like a aha moment from you sitting with your phone and seeing that you've been scrolling for 3 hours? Or was it more of like watching society become like a bit of a tech zombie?
Yeah, I think in this case, it was very personal. I was really just on my couch scrolling, And as boring as that sounds, and then I was just like, no, I can't keep doing this. I need to build my career. I need to be like doing some music, move on with my life. So I picked up that guitar and I was like, I just started writing something. Basically, that's exactly how it went. It was alone in the living room, and based on just me being annoyed at myself for just like kind of, doing what we all do, I guess.
So how has it felt like evolving not only in your musical skills, but also, your lyrics are very captivating and, like you said, very personal, very honest lyrics. Like, how has that been also with you growing as a musician? How has that evolved in terms of how comfortable you feel with sharing more of your life with people who listen to your music?
I like that question because I was thinking about it the other day. Because I guess I'm more personal now. I don't mind sharing a little bit more and then also explaining the meaning behind the songs. Like, on my socials, I'll just be quite open about it. I think I've grown in that aspect, like to be more vulnerable, to be like, more conversational in my music. I like to be like, like real things that I see or do and then just kind of put that into songs. Maybe I was a bit more reserved around doing that kind of stuff when I was newer and younger. I guess when you grow older in life, you just care a little bit less about what people think, I guess. Which maybe made me feel a bit more comfortable to do something like that, yeah.
So, on the topic of scrolling, what is a lyric from Keep Scrolling that kind of makes you pause and stop scrolling and actually take some time to take it in, and repeatedly you want people to specifically hear that message in the storyline that you're telling?
Ooh, okay. I like the second verse.
Okay. Second verse. Whole thing.
The first line is like, grab a pen, it's easier to write all my feelings, all my thoughts. I think that one is just a bit about like, wait, stop. There's actually so much you have to say, just being like writing it down. Because like I guess in the first verse I'm about like, on a phone and scrolling and writing on a mobile device technology. And then I'm like, second verse, just like strip it all down. Like, what do I really feel? How do I feel? And like, just write that down. I don't know if that's the best. I don't know if that was
beautiful.
The best
no,
part,
I love it.
That came to me now. Yeah.
Yes.
So.
No, I love it so much. It makes me want to, it makes me more curious to hear the song in the way that you now describe it, because obviously you hear it once and then you hear the story behind everything and then you listen to it with a different ear. And I think a lot of artists, they're more thoughtful with their lyrics these days, and like Taylor Swift she's in her era, but you're in your season. Okay, so call it an emotional mixtape, call it like you call it a mini time capsule. Let's talk a little bit about not only seasons, but like, what season of your life do you feel like aligns with you right now? We're getting deep here. I'm sorry, we have to.
I would say the season is probably spring, which not only because we're in spring in Europe right now.
Oh, jealousy.
That like that feeling of like renewal, of like kind of decluttering and just moving on. I would say that's my season, spring. I'm in my spring era season.
Literally in spring, you're doing your spring cleaning to make it clean for new ideas and thoughts. And I love that. So we're going to wrap up the conversation. I don't want to. I truly don't want to, but I need to. Very soon, we're just going to take a short break, and then we're going to talk about the whole entire EP seasons, as well as more what's to come, and just to follow you and get to know you a bit more on social media. But Vanaand hier op Weekstaal Vibes bring sy die vibes van 'n hele ander kontinent af. Sy praat oor haar EP season, sy praat oor haar enkelsnit Keep Scrolling en sy praat ook oor haar talente en die liefde vir musiek. Nasrene joining me op Groot FM 90.5. So we have already spoken about Keep Scrolling and how you get a little bit more personal, as I think, like we say, as we get older, we don't care as much, so we also are not afraid to share a lot more. So I think that's a very nice balance that we get with experience and exposure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some people may be different, but I guess in some ways you're less adventurous physically, but more adventurous emotionally. I don't know.
Yes. No, I get that completely.
Yeah.
I'd much rather sit on a couch and like share my thoughts and feelings than go bungee jumping.
Oh, exactly.
Put my name on that list. So we are talking EPs. Storytelling is literally a given when it comes to listening to your music and just relating to it. So like you said, you're in a beautiful season of spring and cleaning and just like getting everything nice and tidy in your life. So seasons, mini time capsule, like you said. So if someone had to open it in 10 years, what do you hope they'd understand about you through it?
That I experienced and felt every moment, or I wanted to share like everything that I've, been through or going through. I guess, maybe that I was open about my life would be great, and that they can be too. And maybe in how many years' time did you say? 10?
10. A nice little decade.
Yeah, in 10 years' time, they're like, oh, I still feel that way.
Wow.
Hey, look at that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, also other songs that, like, apart from Keep Scrolling, how is summer over? That's a question and also a statement on its own. It was also doing really well. So, what is one of the surprising details in that song that you feel like listeners missed on a first listen?
Maybe it might come across like it's just about, the weather or, the season. But it's so much more than that, it's a feeling. It's like, it's a romance, it's a relationship, or just time or period in your life that just finished before it began the way you feel, so maybe you could have just gotten to know someone and it's like kind of over. I mean, I don't know if people miss that part, but it's the only part I can think of that maybe has dual meaning in the song.
Oh, you never know, hey, because some people listen to music for the beat or the feeling, and then they kind of forget to listen to the lyrics, and then it's like a full circle moment when all of that comes together and they have the full emotional experience. They're like, whoa, is this what I've been missing? A little bit. Talking about deep, we still have some time to dig these holes that we're in called life. And in 2025, like I said, the 5th month of the year is almost upon us. So what can we expect from Nasrene for the rest of the year? Do you think you're going to come find some more creativity in your homeland and write some beautiful songs about that?
I really hope so. Like so many of my songs were inspired by just coming home last year and then going back and missing home. So definitely. And I also really want to perform and, meet people, see people who actually listen to my music. That would be a new step for me. It would be like out of the studio into like reality and like trying to, connect with people through my music. So I would say that. And just I'm gonna really ride this EP right now and just like take it all in. But I definitely want to keep creating music. I don't think I'll ever stop. But maybe now with some performances in my future, would be great.
Oh, Nasrene live in South Africa, live on Groot FM. That would be even a bonus. I'm just saying. Who knows? So, talking about staying connected, where can we find you? Have you mastered the art of TikTok yet? I have not. I tried.
And has anyone?
No.
Like, what? Are we all just pretending? I don't know. Oh yeah, no, I think yeah, I'm okay on there. At least I'm good, funny conversation, if anything. So yeah, I explain a lot about my EP, my music, and my experiences. So on Nasrene Music, TikTok, and everywhere else, it's Nasrene music, one word. So yeah, just it's all the same for any platform. So come say hi.
Oh, please. I already say hi every single time. But
yeah, you say hi, you say hi.
I love how you literally use your platform not just to post about your experiences, but to actually share them in detail as well. And like I said, the story behind everything, we connect on a different level, even if some people are on different continents or on different ways of life. So I really like that. So lastly, since we are talking about the digital age and we're talking about keep scrolling, what's that one message you really do hope your listeners and people listening tonight scroll past, but also scroll onto, that you would like to share?
About me?
About anything that you about you, or whatever you feel like someone really needs to hear and you haven't actually seen people talk about it too much.
I think on the music front is to, or any front actually, is just to try and do what makes you feel a little bit kind of nervous about. I think I'm just in general a very nervous person.
Yeah.
And just to kind of get out of your comfort zone, if I can do it, if I can kind of release music that I've made in the comfort of my room, then you can do anything you want to do. I think just believe in yourself, to be honest. If that is not cheesy enough, but some people need to hear it every day, and I'm happy to repeat it.
I am happy that you are the person that sometimes just gives us that little reminder to see the light within ourselves. Nasrene, thank you so much for sharing your creative journey and your musical journey with me tonight. For Weekstar Vibes, you've definitely been a vibe. And honestly, whenever you feel too bored on Joburg side when you're here next month, please come through and we'll have another chat and we'll have some live sessions and we'll have just like a really nice bonding session.
Oh, that sounds... We already have the bond.
Yes.
Let's get a bonding session. Yeah.
Let's get a bonding session in.
Always, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, always and forever. I'm going to say this for the first time, but definitely because I literally told everyone if they play this song before me, I will literally cry. So I said to them, I need to be the first one who plays it, but definitely not the last one who plays it. Dis Nasrene op Groot FM 90.5. Keep scrolling. En onthou jy gaan wel scroll tot by hierdie liedjie. Om gaan save op alle streaming platforms en om net oor en oor en oor wil.
Groot FM 90.5.